same idea as we did with Pat Stanton, because I think it worked. And if you can do the questions through myself, then that keeps it nice and simple, and hopefully everybody gets a shot at any questions that I've got. So, can we maybe take the first question?
Franny.
Yes.
I wasn't always this size, and I played against Jimmy over 50 years ago in Sighthill Park when he used to come out to Brumus and visit his school pal at the time, and you just signed for Hibs in those days, and you weren't supposed to be playing with us on the street, but you did. I'd like to ask you about your early days and how it came about that you were signed for Hibs.
All right. Going on, like, my secondary school was Holy Cross, and I know Pat's birthday's coming up at the same time as me. When we used to have a shed at the school, and on a Friday they had the team for the, I was in the Bs and Pat was in the firsts, and I was looking to see if I was playing, my name was, and this tap come on my shoulder and says, Kevin Allison. And I looked at Stanton, captain. He said, it's me, right half and captain. So that started me off basically. And I was lucky that Davy Horgan with good players. In the first year we won the cup. And eventually, the third year, we played St Anthony's. Tony's doing it down. Then we played Easter Road, there was 5,000 Easter Road in the game. We shared the cup. So hence, from there, 2 or 3 clubs were trying to sign us, but obviously, it was I was up at Tommy Walker's office to sign for them. And I was saying, why did my, I can't why, but now I think about it, my old man, I got a free ticket in the bus to get there. So. But I just wanted to play for Hibs. My hero was Joe Baker, and we just, and you know, just a wee offshoot of your question there. And I think he likes to, like, we've got the new training complex. Now, laddies like me, who just came to the schools, that's for the grass market, and then obviously I went to Clemerson. But laddies like me were all doing the same thing. And when we were at the Hibs, we trained at the Jack Kane. And you had the Brindleys and all the wonderful players that came for the Jack Kane Centre when the Hibs trained. And that was a revolving wheel that, and our 2 or 3 good players properly come through, and they all came on. I've never seen that wheel nowadays, because there's name. We've spent all that money on that. All the players training this Jack Kane Centre. But then, it's all changed then. But we were brought up that way, that was the way. And to be fair, I don't think there's much wrong with that way. Because there's people, if you're in, how many guys you say, you're in the street or maybe round the corner, or your aunties, or you tell them just sign for so-and-so, and Bobby sign for so-and-so. That was the way it was in the days, and I think that was how I got one day.
Robert?
Thanks, Diggy. Jimmy, lovely to see you here. I knocked on your door about 1972-73 with my cousin in Clemerston, and you'd just come back for a tour for America with the Hibs, and you were kind enough to sign an autograph and have a wee play that way. But my question is, broke my heart when you left Hibs. I can remember I was about 13, 14, I think it was 74, 75, you went to see Johnson. And at the start of the next season, Hibs are top of the league, we played 5, won 5, and everybody's thinking, my uncle included, and your older brother, well, like, this could be our year. And you came back with St Johnstone to Easter Road, and St Johnstone beat us 1-0, and guess who scored? My question, Jimmy, what sort of feelings were going through your mind when you came back to play against Hibs that day?
Well, obviously, it was strange for me to wear a blue strip, you know. I won the toss. I was captain, so I said to Pat, I said, you came over here, I'm going to. So I was going to kick down the way, but I'll kick up the way. But on that day, I'd support, you get some guys going and they get maltreated with their former supporters. The whole East Stand, Jimmy's still a honeybee. And then always my English song that Rupert the Bear, eh? But when I scored, I just turned round and just, because I was meeting the other boys at the night for a pint, you know. And, but the camaraderie with the team, I don't know what we have. Turnbull says they'll not be playing the first team.
Jimmy, can I maybe ask just a wee bit of an unfair question, but how much were you self for when you went? Was there a fee involved?
15,000. Yeah, what was Tom Hart says that was the seating for the North Stand. There were new seats in it. And the benches. You know. I can because I just sweep. And I apologise to anyone when I was in the ground staff, any of the older generation was in the ground staff. On a Friday you had the home game, you had tasks, so what's it? Thursday morning after that big game, you're polite to sweep all the bottles, the screw tops and that. I'm going to say tape to you. Mere time castle for the bottles, you did. And the Albion Bar. To finish off that one, the whole scenario for me, I couldn't show any emotion because that's my team. And I was lucky. I lived the dream. I played for my team. And I mean, I watch them all diving about now. I mean, a young pretender, eh? I went down and looking for a free kick. And Joe McClellan came up and says, grab the wee bastard, because it's a man's game. Nowadays they get marked for 7 rolls that way.
Question for our newest member.
Thank you.
From Sweden.
That's correct, yes. I've heard all these stories about brutal pre-season training on the Turnbull. What was it really like?
It was the best.
Was it really hard?
Hard with me, I got dropped all the time. His knowledge of the game was fantastic. We played Dundee one day. Now we just play, because we thought, but they had Jockey Scott and a guy went down to Spurs.
John Duncan.
John Duncan. Well done. John Duncan. So, Turnbull, so we're up there at Dennis Park, and he says, right, put John Brownlee into midfield, pushed Eric Shedler in, pick up, and one spare. And well, it was a spare man. And we were so we Edwards now, well, Cheek Edwards are there. You said, oh, wee man. I said, I'm bigger than you. And it's just, it was fantastic, Turnbull. Really good.
It was actually about pre-season training.
Oh, pre-season. Oh.
Yeah, was it as bad as they said, like running up and down off their seat and that? And
No,
you threw up basically.
We were very, very fortunate indeed. We had a physio called Tommy McNiven. And Tom McNiven, well, I would put it one way, he would spot an injury, he could fix. When John Brownlee played against the Rangers in the semi-final of the Cup, Hampden, with cortisone injection and a broken leg. And Tom did something like that. You can't when something was wrong because you got, right, who made a room? And it was just him, the manager, and whatever player it was. And he got whatever treatment it was. Tom McNiven was a magnificent person. Wonderful fellow. So he was in charge of our warm-ups up Arthur's Seat. But Turnbull's 40 was his, with a scenario like, wait, I'm going to ask you a question. How many times did you watch the team last season?
What?
And it was a shy for us. And it's passed it the other way, doing, and then throw it back the goalkeeper. Turnbull had it. Boom. If you were shy, the halfway line, Brownlee took it, pretended he was going to play up the way, Blackley broke. So that shouldn't attack right away. Up front, two front men crossed over. So Edwards threw in, and the guy that didn't shout for the ball got it and crossed over. It was 3 years. So going back to what I said, well, pre-season was hard actually, but very, very swiftly we were given the ball. But I remember Turnbull was like, no, we did pre-season, and I trained in the morning, in the afternoon, and we had a Colts game at night, through East Stirling, and he says, right, you're playing the other night. It was great, it was really good.
Ian, what for yourself, then I'll move to Ian.
Just getting away from the football side of things maybe a wee bit, Jimmy. But I know that in that team in the early 70s, on a Saturday night, it was nothing unusual for the likes of yourself, Pat, Alec Cropley, Alec Edwards to appear in the club here and mix with the fans. And I know how well that went down. I know we didn't serve champagne in the club, but is that maybe one of the reasons why we didn't see the connection between the playing staff now and the people that support?
I've thought, actually, it's a great question, because I've thought of this quite a lot. Paul Kane does a great job with the Hibs former players. But I look at the Hibs former players, and it's all these type of players. There's no foreign players in the last 10 years really basically are members of the, well, Paul was maybe say different, but Jackie Mack, and they're always there, and they're always there for the supporters as well. But when was the last time you seen any maybe, well, who was the guy with the beard?
Well, fine.
Oh, I thought it was a tomato. Well, was he ever in here?
That's the point, there's none of them.
So, in our day,
Aye.
they were. So, maybe they didn't go for a pint now.
I think with social media, do you know what I mean? If to say, for instance, a boy standing here with a pint, having a pint, having 2 pints at the mace, by the time he's left his club, he's absolutely reeking, he's steaming. I mean, Jimmy, I never drank till I was 32.
Correct.
And I got quoted as being drunk and I hadn't touched a drop. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's difficult, but it doesn't say that people can't come in and have a juice. Do you know what I mean? It takes that theory away, having a juice. I think it's hard nowadays for players to sit with a drinking company, because it can get construed the wrong way. You can be sitting there having 1 pint of shandy for an hour, but at the end of the night, when the Hibs net or Hibs bounce or whatever you want to call it, or something, what I'm doing is absolutely blurred. Do you know what I mean? But it doesn't stop the theory that you couldn't come here for a juice, sit and have a juice and still talk to the fans. I still think there should be a bond with the fans, but I think one of the things the guys have kind of scared of, and as you see, there's a lot of untruths, you know what I mean?
There's a lot of Hibs players that will be scared of up the tune the last few years.
No, I ken that, but I'm just saying, I'm not sticking up for it. I'm just thinking in the modern day way, like, I remember like walking down the street in Easter Road, got to play, I was playing for the first team and just walking down the road before the game. People ken you, people talk to you. Nowadays, if you probably do that, they would find it very, very, very strange for guys to be doing that. They'd be going, thinking in a big car or something like that. I think the days have changed, like probably Jimmy's days to my days, and now it's really, really changed, you know what I mean?
I mean, if you go back to the social media, as Paul says, if the social media was out in my days, they would have had a field. No, I'm going to pass it up here. They would have had a field day with Willie Hamilton.
Maybe maybe that's something we can, Gordon, that you can bring up in your tour. The very fact that maybe the new players, or in fact all players, should be coming in here more regular. But maybe one for yourself. Question for this man here.
Jimmy, did you ever get close to playing for Scotland or any of the... Were you ever any indication that he could have been
Wrong jersey.
considered?
Two indications. Dalglish and Jordan. No, I wasn't up to that pass.
No, I just trying to think.
Actually, to be fair, that's when Scotland were
Yeah, we had some players, right?
in a great, I mean, even, you go to 78, but Gemmell scored a goal now, but we still played good football now, but nowadays, or maybe we strikes doing great, they're trying to. But, no, I wasn't,
No, we had some good players. I went in
you know,
Europe.
Pat tell me a story, they played Holland, the great Holland, when they had Bobby Clark, who was an Aberdeen goalkeeper, good lad. And the two centre backs for Scotland was McKinnon, the Rangers, and Pat. And they went for the kick-off, I said, we had that to do there, whoosh! And just a shot. And McKinnon said to Pat, he says, "Did you see that?" He says, "No, I fucking no." But I think we got a draw at the end. I think it didn't end up too drastic. No, it wasn't.
Paddy.
Jimmy, we go back a long while there for a few years with the Gael and all that, and we've heard various takes on Pat Stanton's the 7-0 game. So we'd like to hear your version of the 7-0. Keep it clean.
Well, we went up in the Islander Hotel at Brunsfield after the game. But
That's what Pat said today, so we made the lie. He said that today.
I mean, that's where it ends.
Well, we tailpiece, like it was New Year's Day, well, the old man was in the Fox cupboard, and Billy, Michael and John were at the game. So, my ma's got the tea on, and John's came in. John was just under 18, he was 17. Michael and Billy could try. Anyway, boom, boom, boom. John goes into my Ma, what's the score, John? Ma, it was 7-9, and James scored 2. What was the score, John? It was 7-9, James scored 2. Wallop! Don't ever tell your mother a lie. That's my recollection. But the recollection was after the game, obviously, most going back in day forward, but we're all basically for the same bit. And I says, John Blackley, Jim Black, and I was, what can I can? I says, I went over and I said, "I'm ken this." I says, "You'll no ken how good a result that was until years to come." That's what I said after the game. And then Turnbull's half-time talk, 5 now, eh? Sit down and get your cup of tea, as usual. Sit down and get your cup of tea. He says, "Right, every man Jackie to go out there and do the same and grind him into the dust." Say, "Fucking do the same with you." Sorry for my language. And then, brilliant book as well.
This isn't my real question, but me and my wee brother, me and my wee brother stayed in.
And a Simpsons record. All questions and answers.
Me and my brother stayed in Claremont in the 60s. Were you there in the 60s?
55.
Where about?
Cleverson Park.
Thank you. It's just
18, 26 at the top.
Ian works in Dublin through the week, so he's got to can't be here, but I'll have to tell him that. Well, I stayed in Park Grove. Park Grove Crescent, aye. You know, goat milk delivered. Oh no, wonder. Jimmy, ken that season like you're talking about with the 7-0 game? How many hat-tricks did you get that season? Okay, any statisticians in the room?
Your man's not here, isn't he?
No, I've not got it.
Was it 6? Can anybody mind how many hat-tricks Jimmy scored that season? I'll look it up when I go there.
Hell, if you ask them,
Because in those days, Ken, they had that golden boot thing, which was just for fancy players, European players.
That was a
But
bumper
Ewan-
making a week again. The golden
I think you finished the season with 33 goals. Something crazy like that. That's more than Lee Griffiths accepted. I think that's more than the whole team scored last year.
Well, by the way, which was Lee Griffiths last year. But I mean, the lad is super goal scorer, eh? And he was, I think he was on 28, I think. And I was saying, well, I hope he beats, because it's all about progress. If Lee Griffiths scoring 28 goals for the Hibs, that means Hibs are doing well. So that's, I'm happy with that.
It was when I find out I'll advise the secretary. But it was, I'm sure, maybe my mind's playing tricks on me.
I've got a good question to St Patrick. When I stayed in the Grass Market, I was born in the Grass Market. So on a Sunday morning, my granny stayed at 17. My mum would say, right, up to church. So we just left. My Uncle Jimmy ran the kip in the West Port. The legendaries. The younger
75.
Aye, 75. No, that's a Castle Trades. No, he was at 50 West Port.
Right.
So it goes up.
Market.
So, I used to steal the bonfire for long. Anyway, up we go to Sacred Heart for church. So the old man, my granddad, my Uncle Jimmy, they went the other way. So I says, Ma, where are they going? Oh, James, they're going to St Patrick's. And I believed it, eh? My Auntie Easy used to run the pundy for Campbell Open King. Ran for a bit, Sunday morning for a drink. And so that's why I was Sacred Heart side compared to the...
It was 5 hat-tricks.
5.
Is it? Thanks, Molly.
Well done, Roy.
Jimmy, you must ask this. And you've spoken before. And when you point and say you were you joined Martin and me. A bit feared of him.
6'2" eyes up blue.
What was your best stories about him? Were you personally?
Well, first time I heard the words, let's get into them. THUM. I'm the Holy Cross. Martin to me was a good leader. He was a great presence.
Big shit.
Like we could have, like Ken will need now. Somebody like Martin to me now. Ken. Because he was just, he never made, obviously Billy McNeil was the centre back for them, and he was a great centre for us. He was, well, you can.
So I've got recollections of Martin and me sorting out players that, like, I remember a game with Peter Cormack got hammered. And you could see Martin and me going over. I said, it's alright. 2 minutes later, it was alright. That's the kind of guy he was like.
Well, I hear that. I've got a great admiration for a guy who came from Celtic, Motherwell Celtic, and came to us, Joe McBride. I was going through a bad time, and this day after training, Joe McBride at Hunter's Hall, or Jack Kane, if that's what it was. And Joe McBride said to us, "Do you know what, son?" I said, "Aye." He said, "I've been watching you at training, and you're wanting every goal to be a World Cup goal." I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "You're wanting 30-yard volleys and headers for half volley and all that, whatever they want." He says, "Why not try and just get the ball on target? Just concentrate and get the ball on target." Between then and the end of the season, I scored 18 goals. Just get on target, and that's it. And,
That's what Joe did too.
and Joe McBride was, it actually took me, we had a goalkeeper called Thompson Allen. And Thompson, he's right, Thompson's put 2 balls either side of the penalty spot. Just just a wee bit further back, and he says, right, I'm going to put that one that side, and put that one that side. He told Thompson where he was going to put him, still scored. But he was a good help to me as when I was going through a really, really bad time. But I mean, I'd say to the boys there, I mean, I mind one of my first accolades for the North Stand, North Enclosure, having a bad game again. And I was getting the ball, and the boy said, look, see you, he says, you're worse than a man's shirt. So I always remember that.
Question for the middle there.
Aye, Jimmy, do you think it kept your career back, the fact that in the 60s, every manager thought you were a utilities player and played you in every single position?
What's it?
Left half, right wing, left wing, inside, right, centre
Left
forward.
back, you know.
I can't remember left back, but I remember nobody could ever predict what position you'd be playing next week.
Against Middlesbrough, was it?
Aye.
No, I think I was unlucky when they brought the subs out. Jimmy could play anywhere, so
Aye.
he's somebody. So if you were just one guy who played the same position, I have no regrets. There's maybe a learning curve as well for me, Ken. But I just felt my best was just up off.
Oh.
Aye.
Francis, another question?
Jimmy, you played in a few European games for Hibs. What's your best memory from Premier League?
Well, my best memory, you ready for this? Is going to go back to drink. No, but my best was the first time ever that Hibs took a travelling support with the players playing. We played Sporting Lisbon. We stayed in Estoril, and nobody was allowed into the dressing room, Turnbull. So this wee guy, you had your wee watch with the Sporting Lisbon badge on it, Ken, and the boy walked into the dressing room before the game with the wee box of watches. Turnbull went, so the watches just, the wee Johnny Hamilton says, hey boss, time flies. He goes to play him. So Paul will tell you, you ken yourself, you've played well. And that's as good a performance I'd ever seen at Hibs. We were brilliant.
Pat Slatton says there could be any team in Europe that night. That's what Pat said.
Well, we're brilliant that night. And yeah, a great story, I know, because it was a free kick for them. And I sometimes have to, like Alan went back, and I went up the top, feed the ball, and I'll just try and get it. Had it. It broke, and it was Arthur and myself. So I had to try to keep up with Arthur, don't Arthur. I'm square as 2v1. Arthur. And he licked it. I said, for fuck's sake. Well done, Arthur. So that was the only time that any Turnbull let us out for a drink after the game. So we got taxis along to Cascais in Estoril, and that Portuguese beer was the best I'd ever tasted that night, because it was played great, and it was just a wonderful.
Well, the
ambience, the whole thing was just. We've done a job at last. I mean, had some beauties, but we're going back. We're going back to my day, but I'm going to hit a bad note with everyone. It's only so many years ago that the champions in Europe came Easter Road and beat them 2-0. We went across there, Darren Preston's team, Ronnie Simpson, we drew 4-4 with Dave at the New Camp, and we beat them 3-2 Easter Road. Bobby Kinlock was going to penalty. So we've not progressed as in the aspect of, but there's many reasons we have. But the Hibs are a big scenario, in my opinion, within Europe. I mean, I bet a lot of teams say, oh, they want to draw the Hibs, but it's just times have lapsed a wee bit and there's not as much. God forbid that we're not sure to have a team in Europe. And it's just the beginning of August. Ken, that's a sad thing for me.
Jimmy,
Sorry, one at the back and I'll come
Can I
forward.
ask Jimmy, who were the players that you came up against that you absolutely hated? Or ones in particular you think, I'm going to absolutely do him? Was there one or two players that on a given season that played for somebody you thought, I absolutely can't stand him?
Yours. I played Dunfermline one day and the other wee guy was kicking lumps with Alec Edwards. Half time, wee Mickey was going, oh, wee man, I just leave it to me. And a lucky bounce early on. But Greggy was good. He was fair. And we used to call him John Hafferty because he was fair. Great story, played the Hearts. I was 16, I was kicking up a hill and they had John coming there. And the boys broke after the tackle, and I'll pretend I no feared anybody. I came out the tackle, big Tom and Jerry cartoon. And he went, right, fair. And he winded his. And he went by me. You'll day, son. So we used to meet the Hearts players in the White Cockade on a Tuesday after training. And I said to Jim Brown and David Clooney, I said, what is that? Come on, you'll day, son. So with sheer fate, we were in Europe and they were in the Texaco Cup. So, I never sent for a fortnight. But he said to us, I said, Bomber, I says, what did Jai C say? Oh, I says, wee man, he says, you're quoted. I said, how do you mean? He says, he hates gibbers. I said, that'll do me then, because you're young lad, you know that. Because that's one of my biggest, no, I hate players that have got ability that are feared to produce it. Again, they've got more ability than I've had, but there's things you've got to do, things you, and once the opposition sees you're a faint habit, you actually do.
Robert?
Jimmy, it would be about 1984, and I was having a season playing amateur for Kenny Senior's team at Centre Court at Craig Locker.
Right.
And I played against you directly in midfield. We were playing for Carrick Vale. Remember that time? We were playing a game for Carrick Vale.
Oh, I will agree with us. Big Rob Collins, big now they play with the one.
And I think it was somewhere near Redford Barracks area. And all you done the whole game, I said, Jimmy, I'm playing against Jimmy, I'm going to sit in midfield. And all you done for the 90 minutes was say well done to me every time I done it. Good ball, wee man, good ball, wee man. Now with that in mind, Jimmy, did you...
One more say yes. Take the person old man.
So my question is, Jimmy, did you do much coaching, or do you think you would have, if you had some time again, would you have went into coaching big time?
Well, I was with the Scottish Youth. I went to got my badges, so I'm a fully qualified SFA coach. But at that time in my life, I had a rocky spell. Let's see, my fault. I went through a bad time and I blame myself for it all. And hence I stopped. So I had that wee gap in between.
Pat Stanton said you were one that when he spoke to us in May here, he says you were one guy he thinks and still thinks had a wonderful eye for a player. And I think that we should be using experience men like you to maybe keep an eye out for a player for him.
Well, I remember got a phone call from Pat and Hibs Colts. Now, I made a statement last year at the Hibs team last year. We stand Vincent. We used to run the Hibs Colts. His Colts team would have beat our first team last year. I'm not going to joke. So it was a Sunday morning and we had 2 or 3 trialists. And we had Levine. Then he was playing. Michael Weir was playing. Going back to Michael for Clemson. And we got beat 6-1 with the Scottish under 18 select or something. Michael was only 16, but he said, what do you think? I said, well, how do you wear? And I says, take them off. He says, what do you mean? I says, take them off. I says, go into the boiler room and sign them. I says, you know, like one of the scouts, see how good he was. And I like to think, and then I used to, Big George Stewart, Marcel and Pat, used to get the gym, and we get the Young Pretenders, who was going back by the now. So we used to get Kevin McKee, who, please believe he could have been another John Brownlee, unlucky, a hun ran in the park, and I saw them at Ibrox, you know, remember that? But Paul and Michael, we used to batter them off the walls at the gym at Easter Road. We used to kick little lumps. Just hope it.
Nothing that's up, you mean?
Aye. And then Kenny Watt came and says, I've already 15 players or something.
We took over.
We took over. I said, what? Well, we've got about 50. How can you give away 15 players? So go up to Pat's office, and eventually we did stay there for 10 minutes, and we went up to Kenny McLean's pub at Stiffs up at there, Firmy Street. We went in there, and so I said, well, where do you keep, where do you get ready? So obviously, keep. And then Arthur Duncan came in and said to Pat, he says, I need a new pair of boots. And Walkie says, no boots till next season. So that was a good sponsor. I said, how can I? Arthur Duncan, he's made 9 million games with him. I said, I have a pair of boots. I said, how can I have a pair of boots? Because you got a chitty. Go up to Thornton's. You got a chitty and you got your pair of boots. I says, wait, I'll stitch him up, plaster them away until last the next season. We had a laddie early on when Jock Steen was there. It's a great story. I personally find it funny. You got your chitty, so you went to Thornton's at Mount and handed to Jock Steen. You got your new pair of boots, Pumas or Adidas getting them. My brothers were running about Timson Top Dogs. So anyway, this man, Paul Taylor, we left with nobody we played to. Comes in on a Monday morning. Now nowadays you see all these fancy boots, and I think of this all the time. This laddie turns up with a pair of white boots. White boots. The white boots were, it was all black boots. So Jock Steen sees them. It's like a magnet. And he goes across to him and says, look son, you're a bad enough player without fucking drawing attention.
Just an observation for myself, but it seems strange that we can get guys like you coming and telling us these stories, and as Robert said, we are an eye for football players, and yet the club doesn't see that. The club doesn't use you guys. And again, it's maybe something for our walk room later on that we can bring up.
Wait, sorry if I can just comment on that. One of the first things that we said, there was an awful lot of criticism when guys like you, me and Gordon started going to these meetings with management, because it was, you're after your cup of tea and your sandwich and your club tie, that pish. What they didn't understand that football clubs have been run with volunteers since 1875 and before. But one of the things that did happen when we bought East Mains was, personally, I was lucky enough to go to the opening, right? And I thought, I'm for Clary, and I was brought up in the Dividends, so I thought, what are we doing away in East Lothian? No disrespect to everybody that stays here. So what happens these days is players come for Carluke, and they drive in their jam jar, and they come to East Lothian, and then they go home to Carluke. They didn't even enter Edinburgh at all. They wouldn't be able to tell you one street for the next in Edinburgh. And I think that's what's so wonderful about Jimmy being here, telling all these stories about the Grass Market and Jack Kane Centre now. You know, you're an Edinburgh guy and you can Edinburgh. Aye. Special.
Question here.
Jimmy, can I just ask, were you saving yourself for extra time in a driver cup against Celtic when we were 3-0 up?
No.
And when they played us back to 3-3, were you just saving yourself for extra time?
I was something. But the old saying is, when I came on, the pace of the game was that quick. I was breathing to cut my finger. Unbelievable. But No, it was just,
So how did you see that goal? When you seen the ball, did you think, Christ, where's the goal? Because it was that far away. Just
lucky.
Was Arthur Duncan going like that for you?
I said to him, Arthur, you must have a liaison to that fucking pieman in that horse. Crossing the bottom.
That's true, but
Arthur's difficult.
open the gate.
Arthur got all this. Well, it's better, we don't get it.
Well, Jimmy, would you be happy to come along to these meetings to help out training and recruit for decent players?
Well, enough.
If you were asked.
Well,
I think Jimmy's 40, I think would be to go and look at players.
Aye, that's what
I couldn't.
No,
Well,
take
your
your
advice,
function,
your
no,
advice, can you give advice to the younger
Listen, I
players?
phone him.
I couldn't. Some days I can't. I'm slow in the morning. I was always slow anyway. But it takes me a while to. Paul.
I'll phone Jimmy and watch in a fit, right? And I'll say, Jimmy, what you seen that? And I'll go, no, I've never seen that.
That's what I'm saying.
That's how good he is.
If you were invited to
Oh, how bad you are.
these meetings,
Aye.
I'm very good. No, honestly, I see things.
I went.
just something.
I went, but I mean, I couldn't do the.
No, the route
Couldn't walk.
stuff.
I was going to say, I was going to make a profound statement there. I couldn't walk from here to the bar. But
Jimmy, just moving forward, where we are now, with the current setup and what's going to happen, what do you think the prospects are with the current setup?
I remember Parliament Ronnie Ferguson. Ronnie, you know, Ronnie, when they opened up the East Stand, and I'll never forget, Ronnie says to Mr. Peatley, he says, oh, you need time and
He's only one of them, but it's not a calling card here.
so Ronnie says to Rod Peat that day when we were invited doing the opening of the new stand, and Ronnie says to Peter, he says, Mr. Peter, can I ask you a question? He says, yes, Ronnie. How are you going to fill it? Now the Huns filled it in the Challenge Cup, and we filled it once.
Once.
Would that be fair, boys?
Once. New Year's, no, New Year's game.
New Year's game. When, so that's what I'm trying to say to you. Close it. When I went to the main road for players, and a bust of Joe Mercer, a bust of Don Revie, who's a centre forward at Man City. Of course, guy with me here, I says, excuse me, wee commissioner guy, excuse me mate, I says, where's your best ever player? You what, mate? So he's tippled, me being Scottish. Oh, you see, you mean Nicker? Bobby Johnson. So it took me round just the staircase going up, and there's a big photo of Bobby Johnson. And I think that we've no go, like the last out with, no, I'm probably wrong because the last out with Scottish laddie that we've released was Laddie Sosie, who was a wonderful player. But Reid Paco was alright. But how many other players, foreigners, have came in? I don't, you can tell me, but I sometimes think of that and say, oh, the laddie, I mean, the laddie Hanlon's got a chance, but maybe no pace at times. But Hanlon needs McNamee beside him. Going back to that same, McNamee beside him, and he can learn off him. Because you learn, I mean,
he's got Nelson, hasn't he?
So did HMS Victory.
Maybe just looking forward to the last few scenes. One at the back there.
What's your favourite story from your time as a publican?
Well, you'd be from Sweden, do you like a drink?
Yes.
Well, let me be a fucking lesbian. Publican. When I Easter Road, we stand visiting. I ran the part-time, Monday and Thursday. John Fraser was Tuesday. And it was the Edinburgh Festival, believe it or not, maybe 20 days. So we stand now, we're going to tune to meet people. Anyway, we're into the sauna, shave, shower, Old Spice, burnt with the cuts. Anyway, up we goes, petrol at the what's the name? The pub at the top of petrol station.
Montrose Terrace.
Montrose Terrace. So, Sinclair's, aye. So, putting the petrol in, just like, looks up, I'd left the fucking floodlights on. He's down, he put the floodlights, it was 1, 3, 2 and 4. You couldn't put them off at once, could you? So, Hibs were playing social. And I said to Stan, I says, I'm flying the floodlights, so Stan goes in, there's fucking narrations and everything, oh, Jesus. Anyway, managed to get them off. But that was maybe better than the pub son. Another time when I was going through a bad time, Turnbull, and they say no to go to the North British for our pre-match meal on Saturday. We'll have it at Easter Road. So we get to Easter Road 9:30 in the morning. So there's Tom Niven, Stan Vincent, myself, John Lambie, John Fraser, and Eddie Turnbull. Up to the wee plate, 7 steaks, chips, ready-made chips. So Stan and I are the cooks. What am I going to learn here? Watching football players, no cooks. Floyding food. Anyway, first week, gets a steaks and Turnbull. Takes a fat off of that. We Stan says, food alright, boss? Ah, he says, I get plates for freezing. We're no cooks, so we played Falkirk the following week in the cup. So, said to Stan, says, right, the boss doesn't like cold plates. So, 11 o'clock in the morning, we've got the fucking plates in London. So we've got the gloves snapped, and the Hibs boardroom table. It was shining like a threat in the sheep's head. Beautiful. So we stand goes through, right, we man, right, the boss is sitting there, right, £10,000 table. That's better talking about the pubs.
Jimmy, tell them about the story about what you used to do with Kerry and Jamie when you took them on the bus past Corby Road.
Oh, I moved it. So we're going into the tune, and I says, right, I says, see if you come along here, see if you look left, number 2, you look left, no Christmas presents. Money. So we went past Castle with the
That's back in the story, I didn't drive along Corby Road, because he told me that story, I said, that will do for me to
Maybe just one last one, just to round it off, boys. Anybody?
The best goal I think I've ever seen you score, or the most remarkable goal that made a difference to the history of Hibernian Football Club, is very similar to the goal that Kenny Dalglish scored in 1978. It was the second goal in the 2-1 League Cup final win in the 9th of December 1972. We were already 1-0 up when Pat scored. The finishing, that cross, was it the cross by John Brownlee? And you were like up like a salmon, Jimmy. Talk me through that one.
You've just done it.
That's how you should have read.
That's a good idea.
No, my best goal, I think, was I was going to my birthday September 18. So played the reserve game on Friday night. So I was 18. So just doing Easter Road, but I'd arranged with Danny, my brother-in-law, and the wife, to go to Blackpool for Saturday and Sunday. So there was a sharp in the days, the old 6 hours job. So anyway, so I gets to Easter Road, and John says, Jimmy, I want with you. Oh, I've been dreaded, can I get one with you, kid? You're not playing tonight. How can I get dropped for the reserves? Nearly Martin's got an injury, and you have to report tomorrow at the Scotia Hotel in Duke Street. So I nearly saw him playing. It's my birthday, 19th birthday. It doesn't get any better. 3 minutes gone, just go outside the goal ground, left foot, 25-yard wallop, one down for the cabbage. Get on me, listen. Then Eric Stevenson scored. And then I scored again with my right foot, same ends. Then Eric Stevenson scored again. We're 4-0 up in 10 minutes. So I goes down to Blackpool. So we've got East Stirling on the Wednesday in the League Cup. And I had to get back up for Blackpool. I was dropped. But I goes down to Blackpool, and a pal of mine, Jimmy Ferguson, Hearts fanatic. So he's went to see Blackpool playing Sunderland. I'm not sure if Baxter's playing. I couldn't try to think. Anyway, you've seen the kind of days you got A, B, C, D, E, and then nothing, and put the scores up, the big guy. So it's people X or Z, 0-4. So Fergie goes up to the bird and says, hey, you made a fucking mistake there. He says, you go, Hearts 0, Hibs 4. Oh, he says, yeah, mate. You better check that. So I was going to check. So it's right now. So on a Sunday morning, the tower there, I said, come on, you dirty fat fucking Hibernian. That was one of my moments. So that was one of my best goals, sorry.
I think we could talk all night, Jimmy. I really appreciate it. I think we'll have to wind up there, but we show our appreciation for that.